The market is picking up after months of sluggish sales. We have the June 2026 market stats, which I'm going to share with you. And I'm also going to share how some sellers are actually keeping their sale price a secret. So you never really know what the actual value for your home is because you don't have all the relevant data that you can collect. Here we can see the Toronto real estate prices resume declines after climbing for 4 months. So what happened was for 4 months in a row, we saw the average price increase, although slightly. But for the first time since then, the average price, as you can see here, just slightly declined. I say slightly because we aren't even back to where we were back a few months ago. It's just that now the average price stopped that upward trajectory. And of course, prices are lower year over year. And here we're looking at the 5-year historical average price. So how the average price has changed. We're comparing the month of June specifically throughout the past 5 years. And we can see the average price reported in 2022, 1.146 million. Then it increased 1.18 million. Then it came down, although not as low as it was in 2022, to 1.162 million. Then it dropped to 1.102 million. And now our average price reported in June was $1,059,000. Again, this is across all property styles in the Greater Toronto area. We're looking at the average price and how it's changed across different property styles. So detached homes down 2%, semi-detached homes down 4.6%, townhomes down 3.1%, and condo apartments, wow, they're down 9.5%. That's only in 1 year. And June actually saw the second highest number of active listings. Looking at the month of June specifically, going back all the way to 1996. We are, however, seeing less new inventory. So it seems that what's selling and the product that's on the market are the same listings that buyers have seen throughout the past 3 to 6 months because, of course, the days on market is higher and many of those homeowners have to go through multiple price corrections in order for them to actually get their home sold. There's the number of active listings and there's the number of new listings. The number of active listings, that's a higher number than usual, but the number of new listings is lower than what we've seen the previous year. So how you would summarize the current real estate landscape is that buyers and sellers have been a bit more accustomed to these lower prices and they're comfortable with the stability in the market. Therefore, they're going ahead with purchasing or they're going ahead with selling because we know downsizing, upsizing, moving to a different location, you can do with a lot more peace of mind knowing that the market will be somewhat stable moving forward and less volatile. Now that the interest rates aren't swinging all over the place, nor is unemployment or the economy, I think we have that stability in the market that we've been waiting for this year. So I'm expecting the average price to slightly increase throughout the second half of 2026. And these days, a lot of the developers, especially condo developers, they have to be a bit more strategic in terms of what they're going to do to actually get their inventory sold. And this was an interesting article because you can say several spies were out there seeing what builders were willing to do to get their inventory sold. And they concluded that some of these builders were saying, hey, we're willing to give you somewhat of a discount, but you can't tell anybody. You actually had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. So what that meant was maybe the buyer was given a $50,000, $100,000, maybe $200,000 discount on the purchase of that property, provided that nobody would know about it. I had to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. Reporters are saying this actually happens more in BC. We haven't seen too much of it in Ontario, but this is something to be mindful of because we know that one of the ways to determine market value for your home or for any property you're purchasing is by looking at the relevant sales. But if we don't have all that data collected, it'll naturally prevent us from accurately determining what market value is. Maybe buyers would have to start considering adding a buffer, thinking, hey, market value should actually be this because we have reason to assume that maybe some units were sold off market or at a lower price than what was reported. It's usually been easy to collect data on recent sales, but it has been a bit more difficult, especially for the public out there, which means it makes it ever so important that you team up with a real estate professional that can properly guide you, whether you're buying or selling. I'm happy to help. My number is 416-671-5218. And if you're a real estate agent looking to level up your business, make sure to reach out to me to learn more about how eXp Realty can help you. I'm also very active on Instagram, and I hope you found this update helpful, and I look forward to seeing you next time.